What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to beat the deep outside KO defensive meta with exit motion out of compressed formations.
What's he saying?
So this is something that you guys should be utilizing in your offense to allow you to create kind of a false separation against the KO ability. Now, if you guys are living under a rock, basically the KO meta is one in which players are going to play in a cover 3 or cover 4 based defense, and they are going to utilize the deep out KO on the sideline. So for this video, I'm going to use this with Merton Hanks. He's going to have this ability. And what a lot of players will do is just kind of play that deep zone with that KO ability, knowing that it basically will have eyes in the back of its head. So if I were to run a corner route with a runoff streak down the left sideline, this is actually going to make it so the deep out KO responds and lights up to go and break on this, and he can make these players drop the ball because of the break on ball bonus. So what you're going to see here is this player's put in conflict, and even though his back is to the quarterback, he's going to be able to turn around and break on this throw that is to a player underneath, and he can break this up. You're going to see this out of cover 3 and cover 4. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about exit motion. If you don't know what exit motion is, this is a motion where you line up in a compressed formation and then you motion a receiver out, snapping the ball to create width in the defense. This is really valuable because it can do a number of things. The first of which is it will quickly expand a zone coverage to pull your flat zones all the way out, opening up the inside of the field a little bit more for check down type throws or quick throws. The other thing that does is it helps diagnose man coverage, because you'll see a player kind of follow in a way that would resemble man-to-man coverage. What we're going to be able to do with this is utilize exit motion while driving off the coverage. So let's say that we've got a KO on the left sideline. We know we're having trouble getting the ball into that area of the field. What we might go ahead and do is take the front man in a compression formation, the player that is on the line of scrimmage, and streak him. And the reason we would do this is to basically get him going down the field as quickly as possible. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a stumble motion, or the exit motion, that is going to allow us to kind of snap the ball to the outside. So this player kind of slows into that route a little bit, and this allows us to throw this ball in on the sideline and make those toe taps for an easy gain. That would just be a down and outside pass lead regardless of your freeform settings. So again, what you're seeing here with this exit motion is really what we're doing is we're driving off the coverage with this guy. And even though we're running 2 verticals, we're kind of staggering the release of this exit motion route to kind of get into the pattern a little bit later, which is going to create a nice little separation. You see right here that Julio Jones is about 10 yards in front of Jerry Rice, who's running behind him into that same deep zone. And with a little bit of practice, we're going to be able to freeform this and get out of bounds pretty easily. And you'll absolutely be able to do this to the wide side of the field as well. So if I wanted to, I could put maybe a streak or a fade to Julio Jones. Maybe we put a fade to Jerry Rice. Kind of do whatever you want with the middle of the field if you want to run kind of post combos, you know, Texas routes, things like that. And to be honest, another thing you could do with this is use a corner route, especially if you're using the bunch tight end. And the reason you would do this is so that way he breaks into the sideline a little bit better. Let me show you what I mean. So with this stumble or exit motion of the corner route, we're going to snap the ball so he's a little bit slower into the verticality of this route. And now he's going to break into the sideline wide open in a way that we can actually toe tap on the sideline pretty efficiently. So again, a pretty easy way to make this work. And of course, you don't always have to use exit motion on these concepts either. You can always use a route that attacks the middle of the field off of this exit motion. You see here, we're running a variation of basically mesh post, and I can hit this route in the middle of the field to Jerry Rice. So a lot of times you'll be using outside exit motion. Then you can kind of work these exit motions and attack the middle of the field, because the user might get overzealous or Mabel their coverage. A lot of players will do that. If you start to beat them, they'll start to play kind of a Mabel style coverage in which they'll have 2 different types of flat zones in a deep half, leaving the middle quite open. And then all you really have to do at that point is just kind of figure out how to mesh the field. You know, you might go ahead and run a combo that kind of looks a little bit like this, for instance, and then use this exit motion. Again, kind of having your underneath options. And then you've got your route that attacks the middle of the field, which we could freeform there on that particular call. You might use a post instead of a crosser to get a little bit more into the deeper area of the field, depending on what type of route combo you're running. But this is basically how to utilize exit motion for the purpose of beating the KO meta. It allows you to create kind of false separation by staggering the release of a route when you're snapping it while he's in motion. It takes him a little bit of time to get that forward momentum. Either way, this is a staple you should add into your offense. You don't have to do this at a bunch tight end. You guys could choose all kinds of compression formations, bunch, tight, and, you know, kind of look into your playbook and apply this principle into your offense, because that will definitely help against the most popular metas right now. A lot of players will be running KOs. Pick artists starting to be free, so you're going to see KOs all over the field. You're going to have to find ways to manufacture first downs in this game, especially with the AP changing the way it is. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys have a great weekend leading up into Christmas. Merry Christmas to those of you that celebrate. We'll see you guys next week with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.